Welcome to today's Explainer. I'm so glad you're here because we're looking at a piece of everyday tech that is literally rethinking how we manage our desk space. If you're someone who loves a pristine workspace, or if you're just constantly fighting desk clutter, you're going to want to pay close attention to this. Today, we're diving into a viral, incredibly affordable gadget that replaces those bulky, annoying setups with a super clever 3-in-1 transforming stand. We're going to break down exactly how its brilliant geometry actually works. Okay, let's dive into this. The whole premise here kicks off with a really fascinating question from a recent review by the popular tech channel TechWiser. They looked at this thing and asked, how can a tiny gadget hold all of this? And honestly, it's a super valid question. We're constantly surrounded by phones, tablets, and laptops, and normally every single one of those devices needs its own dedicated, bulky stand. But this little gadget promises to replace the whole shebang. To understand how it pulls this off, we've got to look at its starting form. When you pull this out of its little carrying pouch, it is completely unassuming. I mean, it almost looks like a small metallic wand or maybe some sleek, futuristic remote control you can easily just hold in one hand. It's totally folded up, everything tucked neatly away. Looking at it right now, you would literally never guess what it's actually capable of supporting. So to solve this mystery, we're going to track its three distinct transformation stages. Step 1 is the compact phone stand. Step 2 expands into a tablet base. And Step 3 is the ultimate test, sturdy support for a laptop. Let's start right at the beginning with Step 1. By just opening up those two main metallic legs, the device instantly transforms into this incredibly sturdy phone stand. The top circular part acts as a magnetic mount, and the TechWiser review specifically noted that this top pad provides a seriously strong MagSafe magnetic hold. You literally just pop your phone onto that circular head and boom, it securely grips it, hovering right over your desk at the absolute perfect viewing angle for, scrolling social media or taking video calls.
Now, I know what you're thinking. If you're not in the Apple ecosystem, you might be looking at that magnetic top and going, well, that leaves me out. But hold on, don't worry. The reviewers made a specific point to reassure the, quote, Android boys out there. The stand actually includes these magnetic rings that you can slap onto the back of any device. So it makes this super strong magnetic mount universally compatible, completely regardless of what brand of smartphone you've got in your pocket.
All right, so Step 1, phone stand. Check. That covers the phones, but what happens when we need to scale up for wider screens? Let's move on to Step 2 of our feature walkthrough and see exactly how this ingenious little gadget expands to handle something quite a bit heavier. And this brilliantly illustrates the exact moment of transformation. Check this out. On one side, we've got our compact, tripod-like setup holding a smartphone vertically. But on the other side, an iPad resting perfectly securely in landscape mode. The stand has literally physically expanded its footprint to accommodate a device that is, several times larger and way heavier than your standard phone. So, how does it actually pull that off? Well, the mechanical action is surprisingly simple, but man, is it effective. According to the source, to go from phone mode to tablet mode, you literally just stretch the legs further apart. Then, and this is the crucial secondary action, you pull out these small silicone supports hidden right at the bottom tips of those legs. By adjusting the legs outward and deploying those silicone rests, the stand creates this much wider, way more stable cradle. It safely supports tablets of pretty much all sizes. Okay, now for Step 3, the main event. We've seen it handle phones. We've seen it cradle tablets. It is time for the ultimate structural support test for this tiny accessory. Can it really actually hold an entire computer? The answer to that is a resounding yes. By fully opening up the central portion of the stand and using its height adjustment mechanism, this little gadget easily holds a laptop. And hey, not just some super lightweight notebook either. The review emphasizes that it can confidently support a heavy gaming laptop. I mean, that is absolutely wild for something that started out the size of a candy bar, right? The secret sauce here is that fully expanded base geometry. To understand why it doesn't just instantly collapse under the weight of a gaming rig, notice how the stand opens up into this wide, four-point cross shape. It's like a giant puzzle piece coming together. That structural layout distributes the heavy weight of the laptop completely evenly across four distinct points of contact on your desk. It shifts the center of gravity perfectly, providing that absolute rock-solid structural integrity you need for heavier tech. Section 3, Smart Design and Extreme Portability. Let's pivot for a second and look at the specific engineering details that make all this heavy lifting possible without sacrificing that extreme portability we talked about. Notice that central spine. It features an 8-level height adjustment, which gives you a range from roughly 1.9 to 5.1 inches, letting you lock in the exact perfect ergonomic viewing angle. And down at the bottom, those little silicone heads we mentioned, their length is actually replaceable depending on what you need. But maybe the most clever part is that the stand uses these spring support feet with an automatic rebound. That basically ensures tension and stability stay perfectly maintained whenever you adjust the angle. Of course, the choice of materials here is just as crucial as the moving parts. The entire build of the stand is crafted from a metallic aluminum alloy, which gives it serious rigidity. And even though it's supporting all that heavy tech, the reviewers were quick to point out that it remains totally sturdy. Why? Well, it's got rubber feet positioned at the very end of each leg. That anti-slip design means no matter how hard you're typing away on your laptop or furiously tapping your tablet screen, the stand simply does not wobble or slip around on the desk. Now, considering everything we've just covered, the aluminum alloy, the heavy gaming laptops, that expanding cross-shaped geometry, I want you to guess just how much this whole thing weighs. Are you ready? The answer is staggering. A mere 0.33 pounds. Just about a third of a pound. So the crucial point is this. Despite having the structural integrity to completely replace 3 separate, clunky desk stands, it folds right back up into that tiny little wand shape. Just look at how easily it slides right into a small handbag. It remains unbelievably easy to carry with you absolutely anywhere. Whether you're commuting to the office, hopping on a plane, or literally just moving from your living room to your kitchen. And now, we arrive at what is perhaps the most surprising piece of data from the entire TechWiser review. Given the solid aluminum build, the MagSafe compatibility, and the crazy 3-in-1 versatility, you would absolutely expect a pretty hefty price tag. But the reviewers dropped a massive bombshell. They picked this product up on Amazon for just 9 rupees? I know, no way, right? At that price point, this is practically an automatic addition to anybody's daily tech carry. So, pulling this all together, what you're really getting is the ultimate integrated desktop stand. Your laptop gets elevated up to eye level for proper ergonomic typing, your tablet is perched right there as a secondary reference monitor, and your phone is standing by perfectly positioned for calls. It adapts completely seamlessly to your entire tech ecosystem. Which brings us to the end of our explainer today, and leaves us with one really provocative question for you to ponder. Look at your own workspace right now. Just take a look. Look at the clutter, the mass of separate stands, maybe even those stacked books you're using to prop up your monitors. Is it time to finally replace that bulky desk setup with this single, tiny 0.33-pound gadget? Thanks so much for joining me today. Keep learning, keep optimizing, and I'll see you next time.